Welcome to another episode of Riders Live. Let's get it.
They call him hunt, slide. Hunt, the wild ride. Hunt, slide. Hunt, the wild ride. They call him rock the riders. They call him the wild ride. They call him rock the riders. They call him the wild ride. They call him hunt, slide.
Welcome to Riders Live. I'm your host, Riders. Today on the podcast, we got one half of the makers of Capital, the album. So we actually have the producer, Marc Spano, coming through today on Riders Live. We're going to talk about the album. We're going to chop it up. We're going to talk about his first indie placement, why he chose the indie label that he rocking with for the deal for the Capital album with him and Fashawn. We're going to talk about his early beginnings as a producer and how they linked up to make this classic, Capital. Let's get it. It's time for another segment of What's Poppin', y'all. Classic material, that's what's poppin'. Trailblazers, that's what's poppin'. Independence, that's what's poppin'. Fresno, that's what's poppin'. Charlotte, that's what's poppin'. Florida, that's what's poppin'. Capital, that's what's poppin'. Lyricism, that's what's poppin'. Production, that's what's poppin'. Fashion, that's what's poppin'. Marc Spano, that's what's poppin'. Marc Spano and Fashion are the Riders Live What's Poppin' artists of the day, y'all. Let's get it.
Hey, yo, like real talk. Hey, yo, Spano. How come they don't get a nigga like me, you know what I'm saying, a nigga like me, to sing the motherfucking national anthem? Eyes looking like a Manchurian candidate. Cannabis turned my whole world into anime. I never thought Jonah Hill would be a fan of May. I was trying to pay all of my dues like Sally Mae. Only niggas out in Hempstead with Cali plates. Hopping out Denali's, used to pitch in the alleyway. I'm from a certain fabric, daddy, ain't gotta fabricate. Every day it's a movie and my mind is a matinee. Heavy as a manatee, holding on to sanity. So simple can it be? Allah got me covered, that's my canopy. Planet let me be me, I let the planet be. If not, have no problem letting the cannon speak. Catch bald heads, Andrew Tate's. Two in your knee, the doctor had to amputate. We eatin', safe to say that pantry straight. Grown man shit, pants on waist. Santiago with Sandro Pay. I blew grands on a grand vacay. Can't wait, they tell your man make haste. I'm a needle in a haystack, in an ocean of face tats. Before you die, do one thing, stay black. If you a hater, nigga, say that. My success, that'll be the biggest payback. No lie, I'm liable to bring it where you lay at. On your A's cap, I put 8 racks ASAP. I hope you know I pray for you. Pay for your headstone, dug a grave for you. I'm the tide, I'm the one that made the way for you. I'm something like Blade Brown meets Blade Runner. Straight stunner, a Mary Jeans with the babes under. Lion hearted with an ape's hunger. The eighth wonder, a carumba. Keep the winner, I take the summer. I take the love, you take the numbers. I'm telling you, I had it with this game. My blood boiling, it feel like acid in my veins. Make me spray something, fuck tagging on the train. It's madness on my brain, it was havoc when I came, this is F. Woo! God damn!
I don't even know what to say, but damn. My ninja just passed me the sharpest sword you ever saw. Forever raw, all caps after the letter R. Never draw if you can't paint, I ain't spraying what you aiming at. Portrait mode, I got too beautiful of a face to tap. Pretty boy got the kitty moist, but I don't chase the cat or take a chance on a rap like the city of Illinois. Spit the illest noise and drop your show tickets and see how many will avoid admission and get it. Fuck a surrealist, blue the realest, and spit in the sickness. Go high the richest physicians, they still couldn't heal it. After I kill this beat, watch my speech reach billions. Speaking brilliance, teaching children just because they call it food doesn't mean that you should eat it. Bust it free to the beat and leave listeners feeling like they busted free from police. America's most wanted, dumb wanted with me. I'm warning all New Orleans wardens. This wave is flooding the streets cause the levees couldn't hold the flow back. Toe to toe, you getting towed down while I'm getting towed back. After the show, you stole the track and I said stole your hoe. Close the deal, then close the door. Curtains close, I'm murking hearses, roll you right over. So with your gravestone post that left your body and can't go back. Damn, shit is a shame that all these lanes don't know that jokes that can buy you a dope rap. Let your ghostwriter just wrote that you bought any of my albums on wax. My writings will give you a toe tag. I'm in a career spitting the Indian spirit to the ears of those who hear how I just broke that. Hoes back, busting on them niggas like, hope that I don't hold back. Fool, you gon' have to give me the whole map to rap. BLU Fashion DS Crew.
That was Marc, Spano, and Fashion off of their joint project, Capital. That project is available on Bandcamp and all streaming platforms. Welcome to Rodders Live. I'm your host, Rodders. Today, I'm here with a very special guest. Please introduce yourself to the listeners of Rodders Live and tell them a little bit about yourself.
Going on, it's Marc Spano, aka Marc Spano. I'm a producer, engineer originally from Charlotte, North Carolina, living in Florida now, and just put out a record with Fashion called Capital. So I know we're gonna talk about that and everything. So yeah, appreciate you having me on.
That's what's poppin'. So how long you been producing?
And as long as I can remember, bro, I probably started like age 11, 12. You know what I mean? I'm 29 now.
Okay.
So, that's a long time. It's over half my life.
So back then, what was your weapon of choice and what is your weapon of choice now?
Yeah, back then I started on I think the first thing I messed with was probably GarageBand.
Okay.
On like my dad's computer, I would mess around with GarageBand. Then I went to Fruity Loops, but the demo version. So I had 4 bars basically to play around with and work with. And then I started using Logic. I was like 13 or 14. I got Logic, and I've been using Logic ever since that, and I still use that. So all I used to produce is Logic, and then recently I got, not recently, a couple years ago, I got Serato Sample. So I used to chop everything up in the Logic sampler, but now Serato Sample is like my main weapon of choice.
Okay. So is that Serato Sample on Detect, or?
It's like you're not familiar with it?
Yeah, I'm familiar with Serato Sample.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just use it within like Logic, and then I just load my samples and chop up from there. I use a MIDI keyboard. I don't use like any other machines apart from that.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
the MIDI keyboard is what's popping. I use Machine,
Okay.
and I got the Machine MK32. That's what I'm working on now. But I mess with a cow when I travel.
Okay. Yep. I got one of them travel ones as well.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
so what was your first placement?
Oh man, I had a couple of random ones. I think my first one when I was like real young was an artist out of from the Bay Area, called T Nutty. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but I had something on a random album of his.
Okay.
I also had, it's like real early on, Do you know who Tito Lopez is? You remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had something on one of his EPs or mixtapes called the Emmett Trill EP he did. I had a beat on that when I was real young still, probably like maybe 17, when that had come out. That's when he was, before I think he kind of quit on the industry or quit on rap or whatever, but, he was kind of popping at that point. So that was like a big moment, at that time for me. Um, so yeah, those are my first real placements. And yeah, that kind of gave me the encouragement to, keep going, that I was doing something right.
Okay. So how did this collaboration come with you and Fashion? I actually collaborated with him myself.
Oh, word? Okay.
Yeah. So how did y'all collaboration come together? The production is tight, the rhymes are tight. So how did this come
Yeah.
into fruition?
Yeah. We had worked on an EP in 2023 called Facts, and it was just over the internet, really, bro. Like, I just sent him some beats. And we kind of went from there. I didn't know we were gonna eventually end up making enough songs to do a whole album, but that's just what happened. Conceptually, I don't know if he had something in his mind that he was building towards, like that capital theme, but to me, we were just building songs, and it's just kind of what it formed into. But that project's like a year and a half to 2 years of going back and forth, working, and building songs. A lot of songs didn't make the cut, so you might get to hear those one day. But yeah, bro, we just linked up like that, really.
That's what's up. I've been listening to the album. I actually got it on Amazon,
Okay.
but I bought the vinyl too. So I can't wait to get my
Yeah,
vinyl.
I really appreciate that. I definitely appreciate you on that. Yeah, they should be shipping soon. I bought one too, just so I could have the same kind of customer experience. So I'll see what's going on with it.
No,
But
it's,
definitely
I
shipping
know it.
soon,
I
bro.
know. I know it's coming, but it's just a process. That's all.
Yeah,
You
you know how
gotta
it is.
appreciate the process.
Yeah, but we appreciate you for supporting.
No doubt, no doubt. I appreciate you coming through on this interview. So, what
Absolutely.
do you have brewing besides like what's the typical day like for you, far as the music?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I'm really like beats, samples, and I just make beats most days. You know what I mean? Um, that's what I do. But then my mind, like, I love building projects. I've put out like a lot of, like, one rapper, one producer type projects. So, I like getting with artists to do stuff like that. I think the Capital album was maybe my third or fourth album I put out this year. I got another one that we're gonna start rolling out really soon with Denaro Farrar, who's an artist out of Charlotte, where I'm from. We put out one earlier this year, and we'll put out another one pretty soon. Um, so yeah, bro, it's just making beats, figuring out, what beats I have that I've made, weeks, months ago that I could use, and, not just making beats, but figuring out where they need to go, and, building projects, and, also chasing placements at the same time. So,
Right.
I try to plant a whole bunch of seeds, and then, you know what I mean? Just see what
And
happens.
they grow.
Yeah, then they grow eventually. It could take some
Yeah.
time, but
It
they will
it
grow.
definitely keep you motivated making beats. You know.
That's the start of everything.
Sometimes when you go through your stuff, you be like, man, I can't believe I made this, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I be forgetting I made certain things. So yeah, man, gotta do something with the beats, right? You can't just make the beats and sit on them. You gotta give them life. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Do you go like the beat star or airbit route or no?
Say that again, bro. I'm sorry. You
Like
said?
like a beat stars page or
Oh,
airbit page or no?
yeah. I did it at one point, had a beat star. But to be honest, and not to like knock anybody who sells beats on there, but it did feel like a little amateurish, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not to hate, because I'm sure people make a lot of money on that, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I wasn't the type of dude that was selling beats for like $30, $50 leases. Like, I'm just not that type of producer. You know, I don't want my brand to be like valued like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I shut it down pretty quick. I might even still have it with like old beats. I don't even know. But you know, if you want to get beats to me, you got to hit me up directly, and then we have like a personal exchange, basically. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that because the beats will be sold.
Yeah, and I ain't even stressed about selling beats really. I'm more focused on building a catalog, you know what I mean, and building like a fan base of, you know, music listeners. I'm not, I do sell beats from time to time, but most artists aren't overly serious about spending money on production like that, and that's fine. I get that, you know what I mean. So I don't even stress about it too much. But if anyone wants to hit me up for beats, hit me up and I'll get back with you ASAP.
That's what's popping. So
So
if you wasn't Marc Spano,
yeah,
if you was any producer in the game right now, if it wasn't yourself, what producer would you be?
yeah, that's an interesting question. Um, like if I could be another producer, like based on like just the sound and like
Right. If
hello.
if you didn't exist in the
Okay,
matrix in the universe, what producer might you be that's out right
I'll give you two. I'll
now?
give you
Okay.
two. I would be Jake one, or I'd be Nuts.
Oh, not people sleep on Knots.
They shouldn't.
He he got that soul.
Yeah, no, Nuts is crazy. I saw him live in Charlotte. They did a beat battle, him and Bink, and
Okay.
he's just a different level. You know what I mean?
I
Nas is a
agree.
different level, bro. But no, I like so producers like that, like they always got the placements, right? But they're not doing the most, right? They just chilling, making beats, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And those are some of my favorites. So yeah, I give them a shout out. Out there, High Tech out there too, because he's one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, I like shout out High Tech.
Yeah.
Shout out to Knots and shout out to Jake One. So what is your dream collaboration? If you could get a beat to any artist, who would it
Yeah.
be?
Yeah, that's a good one, bro. It's not realistic because I don't think he does music anymore, but it would be 50.
Okay. I think yeah. I think the only reason why 50 don't do music anymore, he ain't down with the fashion or record thing, you know?
Yeah, yeah, he's obviously doing other shit, but yeah, I think in his mind, like if he's not selling like a million records out of the gate, then right, he's not like into it. And obviously he's not at that point anymore, but I wish he would.
I
I
know,
wish he would.
like I like 50. I like them I like them when, before he got shot, after he got
Yeah.
shot. I kinda dig 50. I like the turbulence that he bring to the game, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, he's just one of my favorite, I'd say, artists and songwriters, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Others I'll throw, Nas, another huge, you know, fan of, I would say, especially because he just dropped Raekwon.
Yo,
I could get
I
something to the
I
chef.
like I like that Chef album. I like it.
That's fire, bro. I hear people saying that they don't like the beats on it, and I don't know what that's on.
What?
The beats is hard to
I'm
me.
like, what are they listening to? Like, you
Yeah.
gotta listen to it in the car if you're not getting it, or you just not a fan of the chef. That's how I
People
feel.
people just want to see certain names, you know what I mean?
Right. I
And
I really like his beat selection.
yeah, always grimy, right? Always hard, bro. So yeah, there's a couple names. I mean, really, there's so many. There's too many to name.
It,
I'm just a big fan of a lot of people, so
hey, it's nothing wrong with that. And like, it's a lot of good albums that came out. I like
yeah.
Public Enemy got a new one.
For real?
Yeah, they got a new album out. It
Okay,
dropped in
I
March.
see. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I didn't see much like press about that.
Yeah, well, they fans know.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Okay.
so PE drop. I like Slick Rick album. It was good.
So Rick got some joints.
I like the Chef. I like Capital. I like
Nope.
the Clips album.
Clips dropped a classic. Yep.
And I like Redman album that he dropped towards the end of the year. That was pretty dope. He got 32 tracks, but it got skits and everything. It's like
Okay.
a movie, but it's really
That just
good.
scares me when I see that.
Yeah, like it's no fillers. Everything
Okay.
belong on the album.
Oh, okay. That's saying something if it's 30 plus records on it.
Yeah, but I dig it. Like a lot of people, they just take up space. I think Alfredo too is good.
I was just listening to that for the first time because I was getting over being sick, so I didn't want to listen to it sick. But yeah, I just listened to it today. Obviously I got to sit with it, but the beats is hard. There's some joints on it. I don't think Freddie's rapping to the level he did on the first one. Uh, but it's still dope. Like this, they're not gonna miss.
I'm in agreement with you, but
Yeah,
he got a couple. He got some good records on that, but it's not
one with
as
Pac
good
is
as the
crazy.
first one.
Yeah, the one with Anderson .Paak is crazy.
Yeah, that's bananas. And I like I Still Love Her. I like that.
That beat's hard. Yeah, that's a tough beat too.
Yeah. So what's next for you, Mr. Marc Spano?
Yeah, man, just gonna keep doing what I do. Like I said, I got that album with De Niro Ferrara coming out pretty soon. We're gonna start rolling out some singles for that shortly, and then for the rest of the year, I got an album myself that I've been putting together for the last year or so, with featuring some pretty notable artists. So I'm not gonna say too much on it, but I could give you like a couple little something. Like I got Fashion on it. I got RJ Payne on it. I got
Huh?
man, I don't even want to say who else I got on it, but I got some crazy stuff. So I'm
It-
gonna try to figure that one out.
It's all good. I understand how you want to keep it under wraps. So
Yeah,
when
there's
it
a couple names
explodes,
on there. I don't want to say yet.
right.
But
So
yeah,
one
that's
thing with the Capitol record, who
yeah,
who who who's distributing it for you, or is it
yeah.
just straight indie?
Yeah, we went with a indie label called Old Soul Music. I had heard of them through De Niro Ferrara. They distribute for him too. So I had already worked with them and like met with the dudes and stuff, and they were all pretty cool. And I told him when he found out I had an album with Fashion, he was really interested in it, of being a fan and whatnot. So yeah, he was able to convince me to let it go through to that label.
That's
Um,
good.
because they handled the vinyl, which is something, I couldn't handle myself, you know what I mean? So that's what they got me on, doing the vinyl printing and distributing. So yeah, it's been pretty good so far. I'm not, I'm pretty happy for the most part of partnering. I'm definitely in like the mind state of staying indie, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And owning everything.
yeah.
But it's still indie, like you still own most of the record, and they help with certain things. So they get a percentage, but they don't own the record, so it's all good.
People don't understand the purpose of partnership, you know?
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
And there's nothing wrong with being indie.
No, that's really what you should be doing, you know what I mean? Unless you get a crazy offer, right? Then I've
Right,
been in that position to get a crazy offer where,
right.
I gotta
We
consider things, but
we not taking 5 cents a record though. We not.
yeah, keep your records, because it's valuable, even with streaming, even though you're getting pennies, you know what I mean? If you
Yeah.
have
Go ahead.
20, 30 albums, you know what I mean, that are all good, you can make a living off of that. You know what I mean? So that's where my mindset is.
Exactly. So if it's any wait, let me ask you this. Is there any plans for a Marc Spano instrumental album?
I've been thinking, and to be honest, I'll ask you, bro, do people even listen to instrumental albums?
Yes.
Is there a market for that?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
I don't know anyone that listens to instrumental albums. I don't listen to instrumental albums. I wasn't sure if
Me-
that would be a waste of time and energy.
Yeah, people listen to him.
Okay. I guess it
So,
wouldn't hurt. You know what I mean? Like I put one out a few years ago, so you can find that on my, like when you search my name on streaming, services. I put one out probably 2021, 2022 called Puzzle Pieces. It's got some joints, but I don't know. I just didn't know what to do with it because, it's just an instrumental album. But if you think people listen to it, maybe I'll do it.
yes, that's what's poppin'. So if you could leave anything with the listeners of Riders Live, Mr. Spano, what would it be?
And to go listen to Capital if you haven't already. That's my baby right now. So yeah, man, y'all keep running it up.
You
That's
heard
what
it first. You heard it first here on Riders Live from Marc Spano. Go get that new Capital. Spano on production for Sean on the rhymes. That's what's poppin'.